Today is another bloody day on the stock market. As of right now, Bitcoin is down somewhere between 5 and 7%, with the stock market down almost an incredible 12%. What a Ponzi. People are starting to wonder if Bitcoin has found a bottom. For me personally, I bought back in even more today under 5K. I'm not ruling out another drop, but as I mentioned in my video yesterday, if Bitcoin held tough today, there's a chance that it has bottomed and may rise despite the stock market's impending recession. Today, we're going to be taking a look at whether or not Bitcoin can start to rise going forward. Let's get it. Hello and welcome to BitBoyCrypto, your one-stop shop for all things related to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I make videos on this channel almost every single day. If you like what you hear or see, then please make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell to turn on notifications so you know when I make a new video. If you'd like to take the conversation even further, ask me questions, or just generally chit-chat, please head on over to my Telegram group, The Bit Squad. It's been blowing up lately. All right, guys, today we're going to be looking at the chances of whether or not Bitcoin may have bottomed. And at the end, I'm going to give you my exact thoughts. I need you guys to understand that I'm not an oracle. I may say one thing one day, get new information, and say the complete opposite the next day. This is because we are living in the most uncertain time of our entire lifetimes. And obviously, what I think about cryptocurrency is affected by that. Life is coming at us faster than ever before. My videos are education and entertainment. You can think of my channel as edutainment, a word I like to use often. I'm seeing people asking me, though, about specific moves Bitcoin may make. Guys, I'm just like everybody else. I don't know. When I say you need to do your own research, that is not a mandatory disclaimer that I throw out for the sole purpose of protecting myself from a bad call. The only differences between most of my viewers and myself is that I have been in this longer than most, as I purchased my first Bitcoin back in 2012. I know most of the biggest names in crypto personally, or at least I've had a real life conversation with many of them. And most importantly, the main difference between you and I is that I make YouTube videos. Many times, my community teaches me things in our Telegram group or even sometimes down in the comments. So it's more important than ever that you do not take any decisive action on things that I say. I'm just a guy. Because you are probably going to get mixed messages from day to day. And there's a reason for that. If I make one video per week instead of each day, then the information I give would be much more solid to make decisions upon. However, I make daily videos. Now think about technical analysis. Everyone agrees that the longer the time frame, the more reliable the data is. The 1 week chart has more solid data to trade off of than the 1 day chart, or especially something like the 1 minute chart. I change my mind frequently because new information is constantly being made available to us, especially during this time. Now, just yesterday, I said I believed that Bitcoin would have a big drop today and then one more big drop when the United States announces a quarantine. However, Bitcoin had a 13% drop this morning and it's now returned to about the 5K level. It was 5K when I wrote the script, and now it's about 4,900. Could it be that the 4,500 to 5K level could be our new support level? I certainly think that it could. Also, it may not. But here is a bullish case to believe that Bitcoin has found its bottom. As I mentioned earlier, I expected a drop today. And then I also expect one large drop when America announces a soft quarantine. But I'm starting to believe that America may not make such an announcement about a quarantine, per se. It seems as if the method the US government is using to ease in a quarantine is to allow city and state governments to make their own decisions on closures. This allows it to come in waves. Even just a few moments ago, the president had a press conference and announced a 15-day period of recommendations for Americans. If America can actually follow the guidelines, which I don't think they will, but including not congregating in groups of more than 10 people, practicing social distancing, virtual education, and more, then it is possible that the government will not have to announce stricter guidelines leading to an official quarantine. stocks did plunge during the press conference, as the president predicted things would not get back to normal the same time I've been telling people until at least July or August. I believe by the fall, things will be back to normal. But Bitcoin stayed put amid the largest plunge in the history of markets. You have to remember that before Bitcoin crashed last Thursday, I told you guys, a friend of mine warned me the night before and said to expect a big crash because not only would stocks be deeply in the red, but the one large whale would be using the dip to sell off their huge supply of Bitcoin and push the price down further. Not the cause of the dip, but to push it further. A combination of whale manipulation, stocks plunging, and plus token scammers selling off 120 million worth of Bitcoin could have pushed Bitcoin down much lower than simply just the news of the spreading coronavirus and stocks plunging. So today's plunge in stocks may have already been baked into the Bitcoin price. You have to remember that this is not a financial crisis, at least not directly. This is a public health emergency and crisis. Yesterday on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that the one thing we all need to remember is that since it is a public health crisis instead of a financial crisis, that this is much different than what we experienced in 2008. He said you can look at this situation as less of a recession or crisis, but more of something that will be a sharp V shape in the charts. Basically, things will get very bad very quickly. Maybe even we are already at the worst place. The markets could be near the bottom because, yes, small businesses and many other industries, such as restaurants, will get extremely hurt over the next few months. I mean, just think of airlines and travel. But much of trading on Wall Street is done with a sell first, ask questions later. So the sentiment and fear of what can be coming can drag prices down to the bottom very quickly. However, once the disease is done spreading, like we've already seen in China, the markets will rebound hard. Of course, Mnuchin was appointed by Trump, who's up for re-election. So he is going to say whatever he can to keep his job. But I do believe there is possibly some light at the end of the tunnel here. I also have stated that if there is a vaccine announced, then we could also see a leveling off for Bitcoin prices along with the stock market. Well, we got that announcement yesterday. There is now a viable vaccine trial going on in America. A test group of adults between 18 years old and 55 years old are going to be given this vaccine. They're actually receiving doses right now. Then a second round will be given out in 28 days. Sounds like a movie. This is happening as we speak. Yes, even if it works, it won't be available for a while. But as soon as some good results start to trickle in, this will give people hope for the future, which is something the world desperately needs today. Bitcoin is not the only asset to get crushed by the coronavirus. Gold, silver, and oil have all seen a collapse. Bitcoin dropped 50% in a day, but it rebounded, so it didn't actually ever have a 50% daily close. As of right now, Bitcoin is down 17% from the morning where it started collapsing. Over that same time period, gold is down 11%, so not really that far behind Bitcoin. The point here is that Bitcoin looked like it was on a death spiral towards $0. But the fact is, many stocks are down 60%. Bitcoin is down 17%. Maybe Bitcoin's actually holding up much better than we initially thought that it was. I've mentioned in several videos that I believe this could be Bitcoin's time to shine. It could be the crisis that allows people to finally see its value. And if you don't think people are paying attention, then check out this Google Trends chart for the keyword buy Bitcoin. This is just the plunge that many people have been waiting on in order to buy Bitcoin and get it on the market. And those stats do not lie. Interest could be returning at an even higher level than before this dip. Who would have ever guessed? So has Bitcoin bottomed? This is very hard to say. One thing I've seen lately is people throwing out random stats on whether or not they believe that a recession is here or upon us. I saw one stat that said there is now a 65% chance of a recession. So I'm going to create my own random statistic. And I'm going to say now there is a 50% chance that Bitcoin has bottomed. That 3,600 was the absolute lowest that we will see. However, if we do go below that, I would look for $2,500 to $3,000 to be the bottom. If you would have asked me 3 days ago, I would have probably said about a 25% chance that we've already seen the bottom. So in my imaginary world of stats and numbers, we're moving in the right direction. But now it's your turn. Do you believe that Bitcoin has bottomed and we are starting to finally see some strength again? If so, please make sure to drop me a comment below telling me how fast you think Bitcoin can get back to the 6K level. And of course, if you don't, then tell me where you think we will head to and what kind of time frames we can expect. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button and hit the subscribe button to become a member of the fastest growing community in crypto, the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a blessed day, and make sure you guys stay safe out there. BitBoy out.